Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth from Simple Simon and Company, and today I'm going to show you how to make a fabric surgical mask that you could use in an emergency situation if you needed to, or if someone's asking you to make them, you can make them too. I've been making them on my Serger and I've gotten the process down to about 5 minutes, so I'm going to show you the 5-minute surgical mask. You will need a couple supplies. You're going to need some fabric that is cut 9 inches by 6 inches, and this is doubled. By the way, if you're using a fat quarter, you can get 3 of these masks out of 1 fat quarter. You're also going to need whatever elastic you have on hand. I haven't been out to the store and I just had 1/4 inch, so that's what we're using today. These will be cut at 7 inches. If you're making them for someone like a man who has a longer face or a wider face, you might want to cut these to 8 inches. So 7 inches for women, 8 inches for men, and you can even go smaller for children if you wanted to. You'll need some pins, and then of course you'll need your serger and some serger thread, and we're ready to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my fabric, and normally for sewing we put right sides together. For this tutorial, since we're serging around the edges, I'm actually going to put the wrong sides of the fabric together and the right sides of the fabric out. The second thing that you're going to need to do is make 2 pleats in the fabric. I have just taken the fabric and pleated it 1/2 inch for the first pleat and 1/2 inch for the second pleat. And since I'm doing this on my serger, I have pinned them in the center so that I can run around the whole thing of this with my serger, and I don't have to worry about where those pins are placed. So just make sure those are in the middle. My next step is to take this over to the serger, and I'm going to serge both of the long ends, both of the 9-inch lengths. Just going to do the first one. Cut that off, and then I'm going to come back and do the second side. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. It's serged on the top and it's serged on the bottom. I'm just gonna clip these little edges off really quickly. All I've got is my rotary cutter over here, which is fine. We'll just take these edges off. And you should have something that looks like this. Keep those pins for those pleats right in the middle. You're gonna take your first piece of elastic, and you're just going to overlap it on the edge about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. So you've got that. You're going to make your elastic flat in a U shape and then hold it on this second edge. I'm going to serge the first side and then show you exactly what I'm talking about. So all I'm taking is I'm holding the elastic right up against that serged edge, and I'm going to start serging this side. One trick that you can do that I probably should have done to start is you can lift up a little bit of the front of your presser foot and push the elastic into it, and then it'll hold it right in place of where you want it to go. I'm keeping that elastic flat, and I'm just bringing it around in a U. I'm going to serge up to where it's going to catch that elastic. I'm going to lift up my presser foot again, put that elastic where it needs to go, and then continue serging. As well. Trim my little serger pieces. And then I'm going to give this a really good tug to make sure those are squarely into place. But you can see that first side, exactly what I've done. Here's my piece of elastic going around like a U. I'm going to do the exact same thing on that second side. Again, overlapping it about 1/4 of an inch to make sure that the serger will catch it. Lift up the front of your presser foot so it kind of clamps that elastic into place, and then serge. Folding this around, trying to keep that elastic as flat as I can. Stopping right before I get to that second piece where it's going to go, putting my presser foot down to clamp it, and serging off. Whoops, I missed this little section over here. I'm going to do this one more time. I didn't have it good and clamped into place. Let's just try that again. There we go. I caught it that time. Again, I'm just going to do a little quality control as I'm making these. So you're going to pull pretty tight on this because you don't want these to pop off. If you feel like this is not strong enough or your serger tension isn't holding this, you can go back to your machine and just zip across it a couple times if you want to too. And that literally is all there is to it. I'm just taking out those pins and then my mask is ready to use. So there we have it. There's our temporary surgical mask all finished and less than 5 minutes and on your serger. Thanks for watching, and if you need more tips and tricks and tutorials, you can find us over at simplesimonandco.com or on YouTube at Simple Simon